right, by now you've certainly seen it happening. Businesses starting to pop up more and more in the ever-growing ABQ Uptown area. In fact, in just 2 days, a new IMAX theater there has its official grand opening.
And more businesses are expected to open in the near future. So the question is, how has this helped to boost business for those existing shops? We sent our News 13 Samantha McDonald to the Uptown area to find out. Good morning, Sam.
Good morning, Elizabeth. Well, lots more stores mean lots more customers, and the parking lot behind me is expected to be packed later today. But it wasn't always like this. The general manager of ABQ Uptown says the parking lots began to fill up completely ever since this summer, and she credits the new stores in the area. Recent additions include Michael Kors, Tivana, Tony and Guy, and of course the massive Target store across ABQ Uptown. It's drawing a lot of customers every day to this area. Thousands come to ABQ Uptown area every day. And at Lush, a specialty soap store, the staff says they're seeing more shoppers, several hundred a day. And they say these customers are spending a little more than before too. And the staff at Lush say ever since the IMAX theater opened this weekend, they're seeing even more customers. Back to you, Elizabeth.
All right, very good to know, Samantha. Thank you. By the way, more stores are expected to open up in the area, and they include a Frost Gelato at ABQ Uptown in mid-November.
And don't forget, Joe's Crab Shack set to open there soon, and Dave & Buster's going to open in the springtime.
That's
Fun
exciting.
place to go for the family.
Yeah. All right, the time right now is 6:33. How much is Amtrak's train service worth to New Mexico?
It's a good question, and it's what state legislators are thinking about this morning. Amtrak told the legislative subcommittee yesterday it wants New Mexico to pitch in $40 million in the next 10 years to help fix 700 miles of train tracks in the Southwest. Amtrak says if those tracks don't get fixed, it'll have to change its route and stop going through Albuquerque, Lamy, Las Vegas, and Raton.
This is a well-utilized train, and you know it would be a shame to lose it because I think many people depend on it.
Total project probably going to cost about $200 million. The plan right now is for Colorado, Kansas, Amtrak, and BNSF to pay the rest of that. And the Rail Runner needs some upgrading too, and for the next week you'll have your chance to give your 2 cents about this. Rail Runner has a year and a half to get a new system to automatically apply the brakes in certain situations. It's part of a train security system. Those meetings are tomorrow in Farmington, Friday in Albuquerque, and next week in Santa Fe, Springer, and Roswell. 6:34 now. Big changes are on the way to the Albuquerque International Sunport, and they could have a big effect on your travel plans. You might have heard U.S. Airways and American Airlines just got the green light on their merger. That means yet another empty ticket counter at the Sunport as the two become one.
We don't anticipate it having much of an impact here at all, simply because they do not have any overlapping routes in Albuquerque.
On top of this, there's Southwest Airlines, the Sunport's busiest airline, could be sending fewer planes to the Duke City, and yeah, that could mean higher ticket prices. It's all because of a federal law that forces Southwest planes flying out of Love Field in Dallas to land either somewhere else in Texas or in a surrounding state, such as right here in New Mexico. Well, that law is going to expire soon, so Southwest could have more direct flights from Dallas to Phoenix, LA, or Las Vegas instead of all those planes stopping here. However, a spokesperson with the airline tells us the Southwest remains committed to Albuquerque, saying they only expect minor changes. On top of all of this, Frontier is going bye-bye as well.
Happening now at the Arizona border, a Burlington Northern Santa Fe freight train has hit the I-40 overpass, closing down part of that interstate. This is happening in McKinley County at the state line west of Gallup near Lupton. State police are diverting all westbound traffic, and Arizona's Highway Patrol is directing all eastbound traffic. No word on how this happened, but I-40 will be shut down until further notice. Governor Susana Martinez is trying to get more doctors and nurses to work in New Mexico, and she is going after college students to do this. Governor Martinez says all but one county in the state have a shortage of doctors and nurses. Her proposal would double the number of students using loan repayment programs in New Mexico. She says this would allow them to get their degrees while committing to practice in rural areas.
If these proposals are approved by the legislature, up to an additional 720 healthcare professionals would be committed to working for a period of time in rural and underserved areas of New Mexico over the next 10 years.
The $1.5 million proposal would also allow more New Mexico students to enroll in a dental program out of state, but return to practice here. Conn's Home Plus is hiring for its second store that will be opening up at Cottonwood Mall on Albuquerque's northwest side. Conn's will be open where the old Mervyn's used to be. It needs to hire about 35 people. They're holding a job fair from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. all this week until Friday at its northeast location, which is over off of 45 Hotel Circle off of I-40 in Eubank. You can apply online as well. Just go to our website, KRQE.com, and click on KRQE links.
Schools in Vaughn are closed once again today as the New Mexico Rural Water Authority is still working to fully restore the water there. The police chief says the town only has partial water with really no pressure right now. Plus, a boil water order has been issued for folks living in Vaughn just as a precaution. As we've been telling you, Vaughn has been without running water since last Thursday. All right, if your kids go to La Cueva High School, you and them should get a whooping cough vaccine. That's what APS is saying this morning after an outbreak there got a couple dozen people sick. According to today's Albuquerque Journal, 30 people at La Cueva High School caught the highly contagious illness this fall. APS has sent out letters to parents telling them about the symptoms and the treatments. While whooping cough or pertussis is normally not deadly to teens or adults, it can be to infants and their homes.